Alright, VYG, we are back today with our series Better Than Google. And today's episode number 7. And we brought you a question that many young people has been asking to Google. And today we're going to share to you the answer of this question, as also what Google says about it. And to discuss about this question, I have here some guys with us, Canon, Rinesh, Isaac as well. And as you know, they are there dressing with their team colors. I will not give them time, guys, to promote their teams because it's unfair, right? There is only Eagles here and just one Naftali, and I'm even missing here Asher. But anyway, guys, let's jump now into the answer of this question. And speak about jump to the answer of this question. Let us see what Google says about this question here. It says that addiction is not always wrong. Addiction is not always wrong. That is the answer that it gives to us. So Rinesh, what do you think about that? Google says that addiction is not wrong. It's not always wrong. What is your point of view with that?
I think that all forms of addictions are wrong because basically everything in life has to be balanced. Sometimes people use examples such as getting addicted to their work, but it can also affect their family life, maybe their health as well. So I believe that's the wrong answer for Google.
Mm-hmm. And about you, Isaac?
For me, Pastor, addiction is wrong, Pastor, because just looking at the meaning of addiction, it's when a person makes a habit of doing something and they can't control it, Pastor. For example, if they're addicted, Pastor, to games and they keep on doing it, Pastor, they don't have control over it. So they even waste their time, Pastor. It can even affect their studies. That's just an example, Pastor. So addiction is wrong, Pastor.
Yeah, and about you, Keno?
Yes, Pastor. To be addicted for me is wrong, Pastor, because the people that are addicted, they spend most of their time in whatever they're addicted to. They give all their effort, all their time to whatever they're inclined to, Pastor.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I know that for some people, they can take it like, no, it is fine. It is something normal because if you're looking in a different perspective, we live in a world where many young people, they are addicted. As you even mentioned there, Isaac, there are many young people, they are addicted to video games and they spend hours on it. Then for many people it becomes something like normal, and then many they end up have this thing, no, it is normal. It is normal to be addicted. But we know that addiction, when you speak about addiction, is not something in a good way. Right? Because, for example, let's speak about someone who is addicted to drugs. And when that person is addicted to a type of drugs, it will consume them because they will spend most of their times on that thing. They want to take drugs, they will, make ways for them to have even the means to buy the drugs as well. Then that addiction per se, it will, change the person completely. It will lead the person to do things that they never expect they would do, but just for the sake to quench the thirst of that addiction. And this can be for anything, because addiction can be many things. Can be even addicted to social media. It can be, a person can be even addicted to food, Rinesh.
Yes, Pastor. Sometimes if people don't balance their food, then either they can gain weight, which is unnecessary. It can result in their health.
Yeah. Then a person can be addicted to anything. It is interesting. The person can be even addicted to things that, it is, you could not even imagine someone would be addicted to a phone. I was watching a video, and in that video showed a young girl. She was like, out of control just because the mother took her phone. She was going there in a plane and she was screaming because she want to use the phone and the mother just took from there. and literally she make a scene in there because everybody was, feeling uncomfortable as she was crying there, shouting there. Imagine the situation, Kenan.
Yes, Pastor. When we were addicted to something, we do everything we can to get whatever we need, Pastor. So, as you said, for the example for video games, Pastor, I used to be addicted to video games a lot, Pastor. I used to spend most of my time, almost like the whole day, in the video games. And when I was doing it, I thought it was a good thing. I used to give all the money I had. I spent on the video games, all the time I had, just after I got home from school, I would start turning the phone, and the whole night I would play. So I was addicted to it.
And how it was for you concerning your education? Because I believe, you guys, when someone is addicted, especially their schooling, it will consume their time, right? Because the person they want to spend time on that thing. How it was for you, Kenan?
Pastor, for example, when I would take my book, the thought will come in my mind to go and play the video game. So I'd immediately put the book aside and then just start playing the video game because I was addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. Then how was your results from school?
Pastor, the results were horrible, Pastor. I never got those kind of results in my whole life, but because of that.
Then imagine that if you go there and then we ask you Google if it is okay to be addicted, and then you might have the answer there, no, it's quite normal, or it is not always wrong. In your case, it was wrong, right? Because it took from you many things. It interfered in your education and so on. Anyone else here was addicted?
Yes, Pastor. From my experience, Pastor, I was addicted, Pastor, to smoking, Pastor. At a very young age, Pastor, at the age of 13, I made this habit of smoking, and it started, Pastor, with just roll the tobacco leaves with newspaper, and then it went on to cigarettes, Pastor, and then it went on to marijuana, Pastor, and it really affected, Pastor, my health, my education. I grew very distant, Pastor, from my family, and that's the point, Pastor. Addiction, it can affect us in many ways, Pastor. It can affect our health, family life, our education, Pastor, and that's why, Pastor, addiction is very wrong.
And about you, Rinesh?
So I was addicted to pornography, and what happened with pornography was that I used to started with a small video, and what happened then slowly I started to build this habit, and whenever I used to get stressed out or anything, I used to run after it, and what resulted in me is not trying to meet new people or to be confident, and I couldn't realize the effects until I started to leave it, until I started to see my downfall. Then I started to see just how bad that addiction it can be, because some people say that like smoking or alcohol, drugs, they have an impact on your health, but no one says about things like pornography, but it does has a psychological impact on you.
Okay, then it interferes in your education.
Yes, Pastor.
Then, as you see, guys, I believe we do not need to give the answer for this question, because I believe your short testimony, guys, already is giving the answer for you, VYG. The short testimony of Helper Isaac, of Rinesh, of Helper Kenan, it already gives to you an answer for this question. If you have been going there to Google and asking that, is it okay to be addicted? Then you could already realize that it's not okay, because it will sooner or later interfere in your life, interfere the person that you are. It will interfere in your future. I can even say it can spoil your future, can spoil your life. As you could see that, we don't need to give it you the answer, because their short testimony was already the answer for this question there. That is not okay to be addicted. However, if you find yourself in that situation, VYG, then what they should do, help again.
Come to the VYG. We will give some tips on how to remove the addiction.
And about you, Isaac?
Pastor, in my case, I started to break the habit first, Pastor. Take for example, Pastor, smoking, Pastor. First thing I did, Pastor, was try to push it aside, Pastor. And The VYG, Pastor, is also a place where you can find help. I also found help here in the VYG, how to overcome my addiction and how to grow. So
Okay. So, Rinesh, and for those who are there maybe struggling with the same situation that you used to struggle before, what should they do?
First of all, what I want to say is don't lose hope and don't think that this is something that will go over time, because as time goes, addiction also goes stronger. And come to the VYG. It is a place where people won't judge you. I got my help. It was something I seriously struggled with. I overcame it, so can you.
Yeah, that's it. Then, well, that's the answer for today. Let me even ask, why is our answer better than Google? And I believe this time I can say to you that today it was, because it was not just an answer, right? It was a short real life testimony of the guys who showed to you that addiction not okay, and yet if you are in this situation you can find help. And the VOAG is the place where you can find help. Here, as Unesh said, we won't judge you, we're gonna help you. Then if you wanna find help, you can join us in the VOAG or maybe in the nearest VOAG branch there to you. Okay, so VOAG, that's it from today. We're gonna finalize our Better Than Google, but before we end here, what they should do, Kano
Pastor, like.
and Rinesh.
Comment.
and share, Pastor.
Okay, don't forget to subscribe there because it's very important. So guys, that's it from today. Then that was our answer for this episode.